we can go over WrestleMania a little bit. Here's some of the pay-per-views this week, Conan. DDT Pro Wrestling had a pay-per-view. Takeshita versus Mao and Suzuki versus Yoshihiko.
Yeah, not interested.
Wrestling Open R1, Episode 4. Waves and Curls against Gal and Nick Batty.
Who?
Waves and Curls. Bryce Donovan is also on that show. He wrestled Eric Cha-Cha.
Who?
Bryce Donovan, he wrestled Eric Cha-Cha.
Yeah,
and Ray Jazz. Ray Jazz wrestles Bobby Orlando on that show.
Where's he?
All right.
From Cincinnati. Fourth Rope Wrestling. The Heels Have Eyes for the Culture. Zilla Fatu.
Right.
Against Josh Bishop. They had a steel cage match for the fourth.
Ooh.
Yeah, they have the fourth rope title. Gabe Kidd wrestled Matt Riddle on that show also. So this might be an interesting organization. Fourth Rope Wrestling. Now, New Texas Pro Wrestling. Carter Black against Michael Oku. They wrestled for the Texas Pro title. And Zeta Steel versus Vert Vixen versus Brittany Brooks had a three-way for the Texas Women's title.
You know what was an interesting pay-per-view for WrestleMania weekend? I don't know if anybody... I saw highlights, but I didn't see it. Was the blood sport they did again. Because Cross was on it. Natalia was on it. You know, did you guys see any of that or see any highlights?
Yeah, some highlights. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so night one opened with Jey Uso beating Gunther, and that's the whole reason they booked this, is to get the whole crowd doing the Gunther the yeet after the match. 16 minutes. What did you think of this?
Good match. I especially like the ending when they just threw everything at each other and they were chopping and super kicking, and it's just weird to me how everybody kind of figured out that Jey Uso was going to win because the odds indicated that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's the first match, so you get that first match energy, right? And the crowd was hot. They're waiting for the show to start. So this match had a lot of good heat. This was really good. I thought this was very good. It had a big match feel. I like the title match introductions. This was good.
This is a match I didn't care about, and the result was kind of obvious. New Day beat War Raiders.
Yeah.
Do you have any comment on that?
The only thing I would say is that, bro, you could hear the people didn't give about this match after being red hot, and that's a lot because the booking's been brutal here.
Right. Jade versus Naomi was actually pretty good. I want to read your Powell's POV on this. Another solid match. There were some choppy moments, but Jade's power move looked good, and that's what most fans will remember. You know what Jade Cargill reminds me of a little bit? She's kind of like a Lex Luger, kind of. Like Luger wasn't the smoothest worker, but he had enough of offense that looked good enough that he was over, you know? But just based on his looks alone. What do you think about that comment that I just made?
Well, it's a pretty good analogy, except I think she's more athletic than Lex was.
And younger Lex, like when you look at stuff Lex did in the late 80s, early 90s, he moved a lot better then. It's almost like watching a complete.
When he got older,
guy. When he got older and did less, but when he was young, he was really something.
The thing with Jade Cargill is you can tell that she's athletic, but it's kind of like, that athleticism where you're having trouble pulling she has no trouble working it.
Right.
With her work, but she is very athletic.
And not only that, she's still green, dude.
Right, that's what I'm saying. And she's kind of choppy in her work, because like she's not smooth enough yet. Like her head and her feet aren't completely together. But like he said, when she does do one of her power moves, she's very strong and athletic. It looks very impressive, So she definitely gets by. She's easily can integrate with all those top girls just based on her looks and personality alone. And that when she turns it up, her offense, like the punching and kicking, is very violent and looking good. So she can get by with working with those girls, but she's not the best worker. You know what I'm saying? Like all those other girls are like Becky and Bailey and Charlotte. They're great.
Yeah, but
workers.
they all have a lot more experience than her.
Right. My favorite match was El Grande Americano versus Rey Fenix. The best part of the show was Joe, can we play the El Grande Americano entrance? Can you find that? Yeah. I still think that
wasn't the Jacob Fatu match before that?
Oh, was it?
Well, you're not reading it or what?
No, I skipped over it when I'm on my phone, so it skips over some stuff. Jacob Fatu beat LA Knight and arguably the easiest pick of the night if you were picking a winner in the matches.
Right.
Yeah, he was overwhelming favorite and got 8. And he's a baby face. They weren't booing LA Knight.
No, they were dueling chants.
Right, but they like Fatu. They like Jacob Fatu.
Right.
You know what I think would be a good angle for Jacob Fatu? Is kind of like getting the crosshairs of Paul Heyman. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of, because they got some history. And I could see Paul using the other Samoan guys to try to take out Jacob Fatu, make him like a wanted man, like like he does them wrong or something. It was kind of interesting. Like I remember back in the day when the first time Goldberg hit the ring for a run-in against the NWO. And I'll just never forget the place had been waiting for it because like they'd been on separate paths, But there came a time where there was an interaction and Goldberg hit the ring, bro, the roof blew off the place. You know what I'm saying? I could see Jake and Fatu like hitting the ring as a baby face, like on Heyman's guys at some point and just blowing the roof off, If Heyman's guys are going to get heat like I figured they are. But this was actually good. This is a very good match, too. But, the thing is that these guys wrestle kind of basic styles. They don't do crazy, goofy, weird spots. So it kind of worked, Ray Phoenix
So you
against
wanna
him.
see this,
So let's watch the entrance. Rewind at the beginning, Joe.
That's where it starts.
Oh, that's I forget. I like the very beginning when they're showing the crowd. You can go to my timeline and find it. But how do you like this production, Konnan, of the El Grande Americano's entrance?
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, and Ray Phoenix got lucky. He got how long has he been there?
Yes, I don't know, like a month,
Couple weeks.
Has it been? I think it's been 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
He's already on WrestleMania. By luck, because Ray. This is the inevitable match. But El Grande Americano. Vikingo was there because they had announced that AAA was purchased by WWE. So Vikingo was there, and Vikingo and El Grande Americano had an interaction. So I imagine that maybe El Grande Americano will be facing El Vikingo in AAA soon. Is that accurate, Konnan? Can you divulge anything?
I can't talk anymore about what our plans are, but I would think that's where we would go.
Okay, it's kind of any fan would conclude possibly that that's a direction to be going. Correct?
Why even start it, right?
Right. Okay.
Oh, goodness. This is who I think it is.
Isn't this the same thing?
Yeah. So it's from the very beginning, like.
No. Shoot.
Okay, that's enough joke. You know what I liked about this? It gave me the Canelo Cinco de Mayo fight feel. Like when the Mexican bands play the Cinco de Mayo fights. Next was Tiffany Stratton against Charlotte. At this point, I want to get your thought. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, you shut people up with a great match. This was really physical. And Charlotte made Tiffany, she's still a great worker. They beat out of each other, which I liked. But
they did a good job of making it look like, because they had the realism involved, to make it look kind of choppy and clumsy. You make it rougher. Like they were like going at that. That was good. I mean,
and to Charlotte's credit, she's a great worker. Made Stratton a star that night. You know,
they
and gave her credibility.
Yeah, it was a continuation of the way the story had been set up. Seth versus Roman versus Punk. The finish. Everybody's down. Paul Heyman decides who's he going to slide the chair in between, Punk or Roman. He slides it to Punk. Punk gets up to hit Roman. Paul slides behind Punk, gives him a shot. Roman picks up the chair, all smiling. He's getting ready to hit Seth. Punk, Roman. So now Roman and Punk are down with Seth. Punk gives Seth the chair, hits Roman with the chair, stomps Roman with the chair, shoves Punk out of the ring, pins Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman turns on Punk and Roman. I mean, the simplicity of the story is fascinating because you would figure that's the easiest way to book it, but it worked, and it still caught everybody by surprise. Surprising, you know what I'm saying? What did you think?
Well, I thought the match. First of all, I thought the match was great. Okay, great heat, great near falls. I liked the part where Rollins countered a spear from Reigns into like a pedigree.
Right.
And Rollins, who's a lot like Kevin Owens, he likes trolling people. He put Punk in his favorite wrestler's finisher, the sharpshooter. Right. So I like that. I liked everything about this, to tell you the truth. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I predicted Jey Uso was going to win. Well, everybody knew New Day was going to win.
And there were no surprise results on any of these matches, but
I also predicted that Paulie would end up with Seth.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
The odds suggested that too, but I didn't like it, and I couldn't see why they would do it. But now, once you go ahead through Raw, it's something different. Paul's already been with Roman. He's already been with Punk. So it's
Right.
Right.
Dude,
So that's
it's-
kind of the thing. That's kind of the thinking. The thinking is, I would assume, is Paulie's been with Punk for years. Paulie's been with this, and we need a viral moment, and we need can you believe what happened to end the show? And what better than him and Seth?
I'll
And
go
then
one step
Monday
further.
they add another member. Yeah.
I'll go one step further.
Right.
What we talked about with Alvarez yesterday
Right.
is that, bro, we talked about, remember last year, and we already discussed this, but we said, if you finish a story, what happens the day after WrestleMania? Bro, they literally, since Cody finished his story, they went through a calendar year of flat booking. You know what I'm saying? So I wonder if they thought, you know what? The day after WrestleMania, we need to start hot, unlike we did last year. And this completely creative turn, a different direction. I thought this was a good hot, this led to a good hot start for after WrestleMania because their top storyline is very interesting now. You know what I'm saying? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I thought, like, in summation, when I'm looking at the matches, the main event was great and the aftermath was great. Usos win at the beginning was really good. With people were really hot for that, and the Stratton Charlotte match. Those are the things that stood out to me.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all your sports betting action. Baseball season is in full swing, and we're into the home stretch for NBA and NHL playoffs. And there's more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news and scores, even live in-game betting while the games are being played. With the largest selection of odds on everything from the MLB, NHL, and UFC. And in between games, head over to the BetOnline Casino. All the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino action. So BetOnline, the game starts here. All right, so the next night, too, we got what I thought was our first surprise finish. Because Io beat Bianca and Rhea in an excellent women's match. These are arguably three of probably the top 10 female workers in the business. And bro, the attention to detail in this was excellent. Just good stuff. I mean, I was very impressed with I like watching the women that are really good working. It just looks completely different than a lot of the other women's matches. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I thought the match was really, really good. The only problem I still have, and hopefully one day I'll get over it, is that, Io looks like a little girl with women in there. I mean, Ripley and Belair just look like full women. She looks like, you know what I'm saying? But she can go in the ring. The people like her. And this match was real good. And if you notice, they were already, first of all, Ripley got a great pop. And they were booing Belair. I think people kind of think, okay, her and Noemi.
Right. Well, they're going to have to go. You know what the fans are doing? I think.
Right.
They're forcing them to tell that story.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're booing Bianca. Like maybe they didn't think about that creatively, but maybe that's what they want the creative direction of that angle to be.
Right.
You know
and
what I'm saying?
And the people just gave it to you. Just go with it.
Right, just go with it. Maybe they're changing direction, but they're like, okay, let's tell that story. Why not? Yeah. I didn't see this match, but I saw enough of the highlights. I saw the three big high spots where Drew they did the old school thing where he's on the ropes like the Undertaker thing, and he shoved them off into the two tables, and the finish looked excellent. Where he put his head in the thing, and Claymore kicked his head into the deal. Did you? I didn't watch this match, but I saw the highlights.
Yes, I did watch it.
Yeah,
so let me say the first thing. That guy from Slayer that came out at the beginning, he was awesome. I mean, he was really good on the guitar. Did you see that, Joe?
Yeah, I think it was Kerry King, I think.
I don't know his name, but the guy was excellent.
Yeah.
What an entrance. Anyways, I hate matches where I really like both guys and I don't want anybody to lose, and this was it, Drew and Damian. But I think Drew needed to win this because, bro, he's always getting beat. He never wins the big one, As usual in a Drew McIntyre fight and a Damian Priest, especially if they're going against each other, they're going to be very, very physical. They use the chairs, they use the ring steps. This guy, what's his name? Drew McIntyre shoved Priest off the ropes through two tables. and then hit him with the Claymore into a steel chair. This was really good. I thought after the main event, after the first match, which was really good, this was really good because it was very different.
Right. Next was the three-way.
Right.
I didn't watch the whole match. I watched the last like 3 minutes of this. Once again, just the WWE, the way they shoot things, they just nail the finishes. Just perfect timing. He hits the stomp, lands perfectly where Dom can do the splash, and to where Dom splashed him and like hit him and like rolled him right into the cradle. 1, 2, 3. Roof flew off the place because the fans appreciate they love Dominic's character. So they just erupted when he's finally got a belt. So.
And they protected Breaker because Dominic was kind of taking
Breaker
advantage.
Killed everybody in this match, right?
Oh,
yeah.
He destroyed everybody, bro.
Right.
He put a Carlito to the announce table.
Right. I saw
he was throwing
Carlito.
Everybody, huh?
Carlito was in the club.
Oh, he was?
The night before. Yeah. When was it? I go, what? I
Who was he with?
I go, what do you got? What do you got? What they got you doing tomorrow? He goes, what do you think? I go, I imagine ticket bumps tomorrow.
He's got a really good sense of humor.
Right. Yeah. He's cool.
Who was he with?
Well, he was sitting with Cage and Melissa. Melissa Santos said our club paid Melissa Santos to appear.
To do
so
what?
Brian, just like an appearance, come to because wrestling was in town. So Melissa Santos, AEW, So
yeah,
Brian
but what's
Cage
she doing? Is she signing autographs? She's singing?
Yeah, like if the people said no, just sitting. Like Brahman does. He give them the booth. They sit there. The fans can come up and take pictures with her.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So one it's just like an appearance. Like they just come to our club.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what you were talking about.
Right.
Okay.
And so then she was with Cage and Carlito was there. So it's like that sounds cool. But none of the wrestlers really came. All the wrestlers were booked at other things, and they had to go to the club.
Okay, so what wrestlers showed up? You told me
Just
Riddle
those.
showed up.
That's it.
No. You told me Riddle was there.
That was previously they'd been there when WWE was in town. This is months ago.
Oh, okay, I misunderstood.
This crew came in. Okay, collectively in one night. All these guys came in. This is a while back, maybe a year ago, right?
Now, before you tell me, did these people know you worked there, or did they find out? Okay, all right.
I'll give you the first name.
Right.
Dom.
Right.
Austin Theory.
Right.
Matt Riddle.
Let me guess. Dom Wiz was with Theory and Riddle.
Right. Yeah, they were like and the Usos.
The Usos. Oh wow.
Yeah, the Usos. Yeah, so that was a pretty cool crew. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could tell those you could tell those the guys that go out a lot.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So did you have any listeners come in during WrestleMania weekend? A few people. Messaged me. Were like, I'm gonna go stop by and stuff.
Yeah. So next was the thing where Randy Orton's mystery opponent, and I knew this information because Ross, the original Hot News Faber, actually had given me Hot News accidentally when I had seen him at the TV station on Thursday or Wednesday. It was on a Wednesday, so this is like 4 days before. And he told me that he was there with Joe Hendrick promoting TNA, but he says, "Hey, Joe's doing the spot with Randy on Sunday." I could have ruined that whole spot if I would have gone viral on the internet. I could have told all the dirt sheet guys,
Right.
So
Which you're not friends with them, so why would you?
Or why would I? And I'm completely the type of guy that does not would not spoil something for somebody.
Except you just finished telling me this guy had 25 and this guy had 25, and I haven't seen the game yet. At least you didn't tell me who won.
No. I'm telling you, that's how many points I need them to score tonight.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. I misunderstood.
Right. I need Brunson and Cade Cunningham both to get 25 points each, and I
think they both will.
And I need Towns to get 20.
I think you'll get all three. You'll get all three.
$100 to win 150.
Yeah, I think you'll get all three.
Yeah. Well, I hope so. Next was Logan Paul versus AJ Styles. I haven't seen this match yet. I'm going to watch it, but I heard it was just Cross got involved, and people said it just didn't. There's not a lot of heat for this build-up, but it did.
Here's the thing, bro, that I didn't like when the show was over. So some J-Bro, that's Paul's manager, that has zero charisma, and I don't even know why he's there. He tried to give him some brass knuckles, right? And then Karrion Kross came out of nowhere to stop him, and then he kind of was telling Styles to
do the right thing. You need to do
right. Embrace the dark side, right? And of course he refused, which is kind of like what Cody did in the main event. That's why I didn't like this.
Right.
Okay. And then he I think he tried the phenomenal forearm. Paul ducked it, and then hit him with his finish, which I love. They didn't really have as good chemistry as he had with Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, and it almost felt like Disco that when they were putting together the show, they were What do we got for AJ Styles? Well, really nothing. What do we got for Logan Paul? Really, well, let's put them together. You know,
Right.
the buildup wasn't that good. The match was not that good.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm
It
surprised.
wasn't bad. It just wasn't as good as you expected. You know,
Yeah, because it wasn't really
Paul
like
always,
a good build-up. Right, yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And plus, Paul always brings it, and so does AJ. And I was very disappointed. Let me put it that
If
way.
I was the booker, if I was writing this, if I was on the writing team,
Right.
I would have a backstage segment where it's a conversation between Cody and AJ, and they're both talking about, you know, that they both kind of made the same mistake, and it cost them.
Right.
Because they did, like, you know, like, we had a chance, and like I think it should conclude with like AJ saying, you know, I don't have much time left. I can't be making any more mistakes.
Right.
And so you wonder if he's going to be like, oh, like turn. That's a big good spot for him to turn heel. You know, like I can't afford any more losses this late in my career. I need to, like, you know, that, you know, and Cody can and kind
I
of
like
puts the
that.
thing.
I
And
like
Cody's
that
here
idea.
too. Cody's here, like you can't make me. You know, if you want to keep your spot around here, you can't be making mistakes like that.
Right.
You know, because it costs you. Cody versus John Cena. I mean, just completely.
No, wasn't the
everybody's
Becky
talking about
Lynch
it.
match next?
Oh, that's right. We're in the tag. Yeah. So Becky Lynch took Bailey's place. They win the titles and defeat Liv and Raquel. I would not have done that. I thought Liv and Raquel are still over pretty good and getting over. So
Well,
I didn't watch it.
That was a set. That was a setup. Her turn on Raw.
Yeah, for the Becky turn on
Right.
Lyra Valkyria, I couldn't give her. She turns on Lyra. I didn't know
Neither
Lyra
could
Valkyria was like
I.
a baby face, right?
Bro,
right?
Lyra Valkyria got zero shine.
Right.
The only one that got a shine was Becky, who also got a big pop. She, you know, but sometimes, you know, when they're putting matches together, like, okay, we need Becky to look strong here, and that's what they did.
Right.
And she looked good for being out like a year or whatever she was out.
Right. Next
But
is
I
Cody
couldn't
Cena.
give.
Yeah, we've already talked about this repeatedly. The Cody Cena, just, you know, the Travis Scott, no Rock, just underwhelming finish. They would one. I thought that might be a false finish spot, just a belt, but he hits him with the belt and he pins him. It's like you don't really, you know, all these kickouts and everything. You know,
Because
you didn't expect that, right?
Yeah, what I was thinking, if Rock got mad and he said, I'm not showing up anymore for whatever reason, because it almost sounds like that's what happened. Or if not, why did he do everything that he did up to the Elimination Chamber, right?
Somebody posted a great spot. There's a
Right.
great promo that Hunter cut
Right,
in the
right.
middle of the ring a while back
Right,
and was kind of calling out The Rock, like, you don't run the show here.
right.
And it was an in-ring promo that he was getting a pop, and he goes, I wonder if this was what this led to, what The Rock, like, you know, because you could tell the promo was basically. Let me try and find it. Joe, look
Let
that
me
up.
tell you. Let me tell you.
Go try and find Triple H promo Rock on a. Yeah, see if you can find that.
So,
because I was just watching today on Twitter. Go ahead, Konnan.
So the thing is that I couldn't believe, with as many creative minds as they have and as many resources they have, that Rock put them in a predicament. Because poor John Cena is the one that got, he all of a sudden, hey, you want to be a heel? Well, I wasn't thinking about it. Well, yeah, we'll give you the belt and all this. Okay. And he did it. Right. But they should have come up with something to make up for the fact that The Rock wasn't there, because nobody gives a about Travis Scott,
Right.
And so I couldn't believe how badly booked this was,
Right.
For the main event night 2 and who was involved.
Yeah. Right. In fact, thank God they got out of the rut the next day. So
right.
So let's talk about. So that was the smack. That was.
Let me just tell you real quick my summary of this. I thought Sundays was better than Saturdays. I liked the triple threat. I thought Priest and McIntyre, Rock, and the 4-way for when Dom won, that was a really good match too. And I also thought, which I'm sure you did too, the main event from Saturday was better than the main event on Sunday.
Oh, of course, 100%.
Right.
The thing was, like, the undercard of night 2 was considerably better than night 1.
Right.
And the main event of night 1 was considerably better than night 2.
100%.
Yeah. So it was obviously taking a shot at The Rock right there.
Right. I wonder if, Rock was insisting on doing him and Roman, and they were like, no, we're going to go with Cody, and that you're going to have to deal with it.
Yeah, that might be the conversation off his promo off those conversations. Yeah.
Right.
Yo, what's up? I just want to thank you guys for watching this clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And join our YouTube membership for hours and hours of exclusive, unedited, uncensored content. And being a member will help you get involved in our upcoming live streams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for riding with us. I know you got a lot of other podcast choices, be it wrestling or other ones. And thank you for picking us. Boom.